Hello everyone and welcome back to a Let's Play Penumbra Overture with your host X145. Where we last left off, we had gotten through the mine shafts, sort of, even though this entire area is all mine shafts, but more dogs, that kind of stuff. So if I'm sounding quiet, it's because I don't want to wake anyone else in the house, and it's about 5 in the morning. So, yeah, I'm a little bit crazy. Where are we anyway? I forgot. It's been a while. Alright, let's see what we got up here. Glow sticks. Section C. Maybe we're not in an area without dogs? Nope. Answers that question. Alright, where are these dogs at? Sounds like he's over that way. Let's see what we can find over by this map. Okay, we were just in section C in the tool storage. Alright, and there's that little circle right there. So I think what I'm going to do is head back to section C really quick. See if we can open the door there and find some items. Now, if I remember correctly, we did find wire cutters in the last game, so... or in the last session, anyway. Actually, can we even use this? No, security code. Security door, I'll need the code, I suppose. Jot down a note just in case. To-do list. Found the note, but as far as I can tell, there's no code written on it. Let's take a look at notes. Okay, so I guess we need to find a note, or we still need to do the ultraviolet thing with the invisible ink kind of puzzle. What do we have here? Some bits and pieces not worth digging for the barbed wire for, though. That didn't work. Alright. So I guess we don't need anything from there. Would you? No, stop it. I guess we don't need anything from there. What do we have in here? Screwdriver and bolt cutter. So I think at this point we just need to head back to the mine shaft and we should be good. Now the other question is, will we actually find tools for the code, or will we end up going through the mine shaft to another area altogether? Alright, sounds like the dog's that way. So I'm going to head back this way. Now what is this? Ah, this looks like another one of those steam pipe trap things. I think we need to head to shaft 12, if I remember correctly. I haven't reviewed any footage for this game, so do bear that in mind. That's to the refinery. I don't want to head to the refinery. That's also where the dog happens to be. Okay, shaft 12 is still this way. Crap, there's another dog over here somewhere. Oop, hi there. Not really here. Just in case. He's right behind us. Shaft 12 is this way. Looks like we made it past the dog, though. Stupid mutt. Whew. Alright. Now that's all well and done. Go ahead and take these bolt cutters. Cool. Now let's see if we can get this thing down there to smash the wall. Do what works, I guess. I'm surprised that thing's still upright. What the? Looks to be a smaller species of that worm thing I saw earlier, just a juvenile. It's been dissected, the internal organs removed. It couldn't be much older than that wall I demolished. Ew. That's pretty disgusting. Hundreds of newspaper clippings, all to do with biomedical sciences, local wildlife, or field studies. New species, perhaps? More than likely, I never heard of a giant worm like this up in the Arctic. Like, hundreds of feet underground, or thousands of feet underground. Whoops, that's not how you carry stuff. You grab it first, and then you throw. Okay. It's been a while since I played this game, so I'm getting used to the controls again. Sorry if I'm a little rusty. Badly faded, but it looks like a close-up view of some species of annelid. An overhead projector. Stacks of books. They're a mixture of industrial reference material and scientific journals. Oh, we haven't seen one of these in a while. Extract from a newspaper. News clipping, Copenhagen Post, Friday, December 25th, December 1970. Superstition extinct, death mine still breathing, ? A worker at the Northwestern Iron Mine in Greenland is missing. Presumed dead as of midnight last night. Locals fear foul play. Mining now forms the largest single industry in Greenland. At 16 years old, the Northwestern Iron Mine is a relatively new part of a larger complex which also includes a lead operation, and is built on the site of an older mine, later converted into a military bunker and finally closed in 1952. The iron mine retains its excellent work record in spite of the recent disappearance of an as-yet unnamed worker. We have discovered that the man in question was a young laborer brought in from mainland Europe, possibly Denmark, and authorities on both sides of the strait are currently attempting to contact any family he may have left behind. The man disappeared 10 days ago, and the mine foreman has now exercised his power to declare him presumed dead. This decision, we are told, was not taken lightly. A full search of the mining operation was commissioned to no avail. Without the appropriate equipment or transport, the man could not have survived on the surface. Although superstition in Greenland has seen a decrease in popularity over the past years, some local inhabitants still claim that the land itself is cursed. This very paper ran a report almost 40 years ago to the day discussing high suicide figures for the area, but findings at the time were considered to be inconclusive. Lars Jensen. Interesting. If I remember correctly, we actually picked up a note earlier about that. Was it perhaps Greenland Myths? No, that was the one where I was tearing that guy's writings apart. Okay, that's about that. This is about the Greenland findings. I could have sworn we read a paper at one point talking about the very thing that article that we just read was referencing. Let's go ahead and have a save, since apparently these artifacts save our consciousness. A cohort, a man with no name. It is he who opens this gateway to hell. A grin on his face, he is terrible indeed. He watches the men writhe and turn. Still, Father looks on, something vital in his hand. I suppose I can trust these things a bit more. I'm not dead yet. Still, they must serve a purpose. What could it be? This is a good question. Looks like a light microscope? A 60s microscope, functional for research purposes, but we've come a long way since these were common. They're still pretty darn common, so... Whoa, what's this? An old newspaper. Pretty well battered. Very little is still readable. Huh. Nope. Alright. Wait, what was... Oh, hello there. News clipping, KNR Monday 7th, June 1993. Minor land collapse in northwestern mountain range. Seismologists on placement from the mainland reported yesterday that a small area of tundra about 100 square meters collapsed into a cavity beneath the surface of the snow. The land was uninhabited. The area in question is part of the northwestern mountain range, and the collapse was only noticed due to its coinciding with the arrival of an annual seismic survey team. Huh. Experts have suggested natural cavities in the Earth's crust as the cause of the collapse, although due to its vicinity to an old system of mines from the 1970s, they have not ruled out the possibility of some kind of delayed explosion or other seismic activity. Like giant worms? The probability that the mine is to blame for the event, however, is low, since it is unlikely that activity on the scale observed could occur without some kind of human interference below the surface. And Dixon. Interesting. Are there any other hidden newspaper clippings behind here? I guess not. Alright. Looks like a little old power outlet. Images and notes relating to the gray rock worm. This thing is big for an invertebrate. Well, I mean, you have giant squid and colossal squid. So... Oh, that's very nice. But on the other hand, squid tend to live in the ocean, not under the ground. The door's locked. Looks like there's something stuck in the keyhole. Locked from the other side, but I think the key's still in the lock. Is this going to be... Yep, I knew it. Screwdriver, perhaps? About half-inch gap under the door, but the connecting room is pitch black. Gotcha. Metal key. Well, that was easy. Didn't work in scratches, though. It's not pitch black. Apparently I can't do anything with that anymore. There's only one green-blooded, land-dwelling creature big enough to lose this much blood, and I don't see many skink lizards hanging about. All these cabinets are damaged. Something violent went on in here. Well, you don't say. Oh boy. From the debris, I'd say something huge broke into the room not too long ago. There's blood and slime everywhere. Oh boy. An artificial habitat. Those things look long dead. I think I know how they felt, not being able to get out. Ironic now, isn't it? Oh, a note. Rockworm study. Professor. These are the biomedical journals of Dr. J. Peters, MSc, PhD, completed between the dates of 30th March 1969 and 1st January 1972. At the Northwestern Research Station within the Northwestern Iron Mine, with the permission of Delta Mining Corporation. Replication of selected extracts left at the disposal of mine foreman. Subject of study, genus Rhyacophila, commonly gray rock worm. Aim to investigate abnormal presence of caddis in green rock. Method collection of samples if indeed they can be identified correctly. Standard series of testing, observation, and dissection. Personal notes. Upon arriving at the mining facility, I was immediately stunned by the sheer volume of fauna that finds a way of life down here, despite the conditions. In general, one would assume that the species whose natural habitat is past a certain depth would find the intrusion of human activity too great a threat to remain in place. However, almost the exact opposite seems to be the case in this instance. It is curious that certain areas of the mine appear to be entirely without life of any kind, and yet other deeper areas are teeming, and were the situation permitting, I would embrace the opportunity to commit further time to study of these organisms. However, the purpose of my stay here shall continue to be the genus Rhyacophila. Me. Ah, finally, some writing paper. Look at me, just using up the pages to scrawl down whatever crawls into my head. What is this stuff anyway? Some kind of research paper? Eh, no matter. It's all the same. I can finally record what's been happening down here for, I suppose, about a year now. Must be near the end of 2001 by now. I wonder when Christmas was. No matter. Too tired to write now. We'll rest a little first. Professor, samples collected. The collection process has been far easier than I anticipated. The setup of the artificial environment for the rockworm went without a hitch, and the specimens themselves are so abundant as to make keeping them out far more challenging than containing them. They are all of healthy size, perhaps even beyond recorded size, and I can only assume that this is due to some lack of natural predators down here. Specimens are as follows: 3 adults in artificial habitat, 2 larval infants dead. Me. I've been down here 2 days now, was meaning to record events every day, but was too busy securing the area. I've used some supplies from the old mining system to wall myself in here. It seems as safe a place as any, so those things should at least stay put for a little while. To that end, it seems I've had a pretty lucky stumbling here. All this old research is about something similar to what's been hunting me ever since I escaped the shelter 4 days ago. Don't get me wrong, after what they did to me back there, I'd rather be facing anything else. And after almost a year of fighting for our lives, we didn't really stand a chance anyway. They survived for an entire year? Wow. I don't know how many are left inside. But this is good. These notes might have some way to fight the things, the rockworms that followed me here. I don't know how they knew I was coming or how they managed to follow me in the dark, but maybe I can work that out now. I found some old newspaper clippings. I guess they're referring to this mine. I had no idea it was so old, so big. I can see now why they built that facility here in the first place. A lot of history buried down here. It worries me, though. We've been resting all of our hopes on rescuing one of the scientists who escaped right near the start of it all. He got out almost as the chaos began, so we figured he might have made it out and brought help. But maybe me and him are due the same fate. I must record what's been going on, give the world the answers it needs so it doesn't fall prey to what's been released down here. But first I need to worry about myself, find a way out of here and work out how to kill these worm things. Professor, observations. This is really long. Page 7. Okay, 3 more pages to go. Observations. The creatures are indeed bigger than has previously been recorded. The juveniles still seem to be growing, far beyond their natural limits, although the adults have now expired. I will watch with interest to see what the lifespan is of this particular subspecies. The worms appear to have 3 senses. I'll bet one of them has to do a lot with seismic activity or feeling vibrations, as would be validated by previous research. Taste, smell, and an extremely sensitive sense of touch, knew it, which allows them to detect vibrations in the rock in the same way that the human eye senses beams of light and processes them into spatial images. Their natural prey is insects smaller than themselves, and heaven help those insects because the worm is a vicious and efficient killer. Me, he's wrong. They have no sense of smell. Today, I attempted to distract them with a concoction I found lying around, but to no avail. However, it does seem that they detect movement via vibrations, which would explain how they can see in the dark. Damn, there's almost no way to escape them down here. I'm on their territory now. Lifespan is 3 days and counting. I can still hear them outside the wall. As an extra precaution, I've locked myself in the study area, smaller study area connected to the main lab room. If they get through that wall, I doubt this door will stop them, but it's better than nothing. Barely. Professor, conclusions. This subspecies of genus Rhyocophila is highly adapted for its environment. If released above the surface, it seems likely that it would quickly destroy the existing rockworm population. And soon after that, the population would grow to a size far outstripping its own food supplies. Given its increase in size and lifespan already, due to unknown conditions, I would hypothesize that the worm, if left in such conditions for a reasonable period of time, perhaps 3,000 to 4,000 years, could grow up to a further 3 inches, making it a total of almost 1 foot long. However, should those conditions change or indeed magnify, physical evolution could occur far more rapidly. Me. It's the 5th day today, and I swear they have begun to surround my location. I can't tell whether or not they have breached the wall I built, but I'm certain they've entered whatever area surrounds this room. The future looks increasingly bleak. I intend to record here the events of the past year in the hope that perhaps what occurred could be contained or driven away. Now, I realize I could write all I wanted. No one will ever make it down here to read it. So I write this now. Good question. I have no answer. All I do know is I'd rather take my own life than die at the jaws of those hideous monsters. I've tied a noose. These monsters may feed on my corpse, but they won't take my life. Well then, not the greatest way to end your existence. And I guess they found his corpse. Oh, hello there. So much death and disease down here. I suppose slugs were inevitability. Well then, do these guys hurt? No. Probably just feed on dead stuff. Which may be me pretty soon. Oh, some slime. Some more broken canvas. Does it have anything in it? Doesn't look to be the case. That's unfortunate. Alright. Whatever happened in here, someone must have been in a great deal of pain. Unless they were already dead, as indicated by that one little note that we found there. Alright, it doesn't look like there's anything in here. I'm guessing these are adult worms, or were? Or maybe they're just larvae. Because it seems like these worms have gotten really big. And apparently I can't go in there. No problem. I will go elsewhere.
While you hunt for those delicate, melt-in-your-mouth mousy morsels, there are places you should not go, for fear of death. The Reaper lives here, just like you and I. And just like you and I, he must ingest the living flesh of those less fortunate than him. There is a small place that I do not want you to visit, even on your holidays, because it is dark and evil place that I've been. When the darkness has overwhelmed my small decaying mind, some bad things have flowed from my mind, and through my pen, the brilliant blue ink itself seemed to turn to blood into my grasp. And by the way, should you turn peckish, red is at its finest sautéed with a little engine oil.
Engine oil, huh? That sounds positively disgusting. But I guess when you're desperate... Okay, those things in there were definitely larvae, because this is a larva, according to the description we had of it. And, this alone is pretty big. So I guess we're done here? A mess of statistics and crude drawings on this chalkboard. They all relate to a large species of annelid. Kinda hard to see. As far as I can tell, there's nothing at all written on this note. Would you mind? God damn it. Okay, I'm obviously missing something. No, that's not what I wanted. Come on. Okay, there's gotta be something I'm missing. Wait, what's this? KNR Thursday 1st of January 1974. Increased sea traffic causes local concern. Inhabitants of a small village in the relatively desolate northwest have been reporting witnessing uncharacteristically large volumes of seaborne traffic over the past 6 months. Northwest Greenland is virtually uninhabited by modern standards, containing just 0.1 persons per square kilometer, 1/3 of the national average. Sea trade has dropped off dramatically since the closure of the northwestern lead and iron mines in March 1972. The mine itself ceased operations due to massive structural failure, following an apparently accidental detonation of standard mining explosives, where all 47 workers were assumed killed in the blast. Bodies were not recovered. Now, locals are complaining of noise pollution caused by a high and steady volume of ships sailing close to shore. Unfortunately, in order for any form of official inquiry to be undertaken, the registration codes of the ships in question must be recorded, and, since villagers claim the ships only travel under cover of darkness, this may mark a difficulty for their ongoing quest for justice. Eric Nunat. Another interesting note. Oh, look, a scalpel. Lovely. You can probably stab some dogs with that. Whoa. Well, I think we found our answer for, ultraviolet light. The fuck? This writing scrawled everywhere must be in ultraviolet ink. Definitely the product of a deranged mind. But whose? Perhaps the same person who wrote this note. Ah, with the UV light, there's some text showing up on the blank piece of paper. The note reads, stored password 1371. Well, that's easy. Yeah. They left the... what? There's so much stuff overlapping, it's kind of hard to read. I can only make out words, not sentences. Well, that answers that question. Onward to the storage. Or section C, rather. Which means going straight through the dogs again. Fun, happy times to be had by all. Stick close to the walls, just to make sure. Alright, let's just hang out here. Now, section shaft 12 is right there. I believe. Where is shaft 12 actually? Pretty sure that dog's right behind me at this point. No, he's not behind me, but he's close. Well, at this point, I'm not entirely sure where to go. Oh well, we'll just find our way around here. Here we are. Ah, that's where we are. Oop, I'm tied. Not really here. Not really here. I kind of wonder, are these dogs actually able to sniff me out, or is their body so stinky that they can't smell me? Not really here. You can go, you can walk away. Nothing's here. Come on. Keep walking, buddy. Keep walking. Keep walking. Man, everything is in that direction except for shaft 12. Alright. Well, that answers that question. Where is he? Not in view, apparently. That's a good thing. Can I see him around the corner at all? No, it's probably right around this one, though. Yep. Not here. Just in case.